Alright, so after the many positive replies after the positive feedback I got for the pictures on Custom Eric, I'm pretty sure you guys want to see a custom showcase on how I did the dude. Alright, here it is. My official custom showcase on Custom Trackmaster Eric. Let's get into him, shall we? So, of course, this was honestly made... I have a bit of a confession to make from this guy. This guy was... Sorry if I erased it. Anyways. This guy was made during a budget cut moment in my family. My mom was a bit tired of getting things for custom, so she said if I make it... That meant I had to make a custom out of scratch. And yes, I know how hard that would be. But it was worth it, was it not? So hence is the model you see right in front of you. And if I'm honest, this just came out of nowhere in my head. I was just looking at a Thomas model I had lying around, and I thought for a moment. Then that got me thinking about that custom Eric made by GBH Train, and when I saw that I could probably do the same with another Thomas, I thought, why not? And hence is the model you see right in front of you. Excuse me. So the model was made from, if you couldn't tell, a 2009 Trackmaster Thomas. Specifically this one. Yeah, it's hard to tell if it was even made from that type of Thomas, but it was. So yeah. As you can see, I had to make a lot of changes to the model. Fortunately, I wasn't that stupid enough to sacrifice a spare shell. The shell on the currently existing Thomas. And before you ask why, if I used two of this model, I had a different one lying around. Mainly the one that came with just a spare Thomas. That's a spare Thomas. That's it. But either way, this was worth it. Very, very worth it. You can already see how many changes I did to the model and how it affected my, custom made. So the tanks were actually cut down to size. I wasn't really sure if it was going to be that easy or that hard, but I did it anyway, and it turned out pretty good. Very, pretty good, I'll be honest. It's also less of me having to fill in the gaps right here, filling in a few of the gaps right here with cardboard and milliput, mainly with milliput, filling in the dome, and there was a bit of a gap. There was a chip right here, so I had to fill it in with milliput. A lot of milliput was used for this guy. Not kidding. I also managed to use milliput to shorten the funnel, make the water tanks, steam pipes, even fill in the gaps for here, as well as extend this piece right here to rise the footplate a bit, as well as make the wheels. And if you look closely, they are present, just not that easy to see right directly. The wheel arches and the cylinders were actually from pre-existing models, specifically just I used a James and Gordon wheel arch or splasher for Eric's splashers, as well as a Trackmaster Percy, specifically the Trackmaster Hit Toys Percy for the splash for the cylinders. And trust me when I say it was a pain to get them on there. I'm not even joking when I say that. It was a pain. But nevertheless, they're on there. Thank God. Then afterward, when all that was done, I then gave him his handrails, which are paper clips, which I couldn't extend to the back of the boiler because cut on time, and I really wasn't able to get another paper clip available. So I had to go with what I had. So that was quite the ride, was it not? Then afterward, the whole body was painted in a Kelly green with, of course, the yellow for the windows, red stripes, the abstract lining, which was pretty difficult, especially with a cab, because, yeah, you can already see that it was a bit of a pain to get both sides right. As well as the number, which as many of you can recall, and before anyone says, wait a minute, isn't Eric's number 12? God damn it, you had to ruin the model! This is bullcrap! Why would you do this? Because at the time, there wasn't an official number 12 on the NWR, at least before Mattel took over. So that meant that many people could make the number 12, which was, of course, as some of you might know that from Wild Nor'Wester, he made his number 12, since he was the original. But then when Emily became the official number 12, this left me with a bit of a stroke. And so that led me to renumber the guy. So I chose 14 because I don't think I have a number 14 in the fleet yet. And I think it turned out pretty good. Afterward, the whole body was then sprayed with clear adhesive, gold whistle for up here, and for the, actually funny thing, for the wheels, footplate, and the roof, as well as the windows, pretty much half the engine, except for the boiler now. The whole thing was all painted from a traditional non-glossy black I had, while the coal was actually painted from a coal black I got from Testers, I think. Now onto the face, which was actually made from a Trackmaster James, 2012, I think. It too was modified with putty, as well as a few mods here and there. It was then painted in its traditional colors, and I tried my hardest to make this one look like the original Eric face, which, as many of you can tell, was made from a jack. But I had no jack lying around except for a wooden railway one, which has become my official jack. So this one left me on a bit of a kerfuffle anyway. But hey, it's finished. And before you ask, he runs pretty butt. So yeah, that's basically it for Eric the V3. Now, this guy wasn't really that big of a hard custom or It wasn't even a bit of a easy custom either. More like I'm in between. But nonetheless, I think I'm glad how it turned out. It's not the perfect custom, but it is a step up. And the fact that it was made from budget cuts, especially on a bit of a low budget, long story short, this guy was just cheap to make. But nonetheless, he turned out pretty good. I might have to repaint this part of the wheel arch a bit though. But nonetheless, a bit of a success. So, thank you all for watching this custom model spotlight on good old Eric. Will he be appearing in the series anytime soon? If you're talking about the Thomas the Tank Engine stories, that might be the resource for background character status. And if you're talking about my official series, I honestly don't know yet. But we'll get there at some point, so stay tuned. So, thank you all for watching, and yeah. Oh, before I go off, I guess I might as well show off what I have in store for the next spotlight. Another custom made from cheapness. See you soon.